I'm 29F. Scared of my BF's 31M. Expectations of marriage. Can we move on?
Me, 29F, and my boyfriend, 31M, have been together for about a year and a couple months.
We have a great relationship.
He's a great BF.
And he says he knows he wants to marry me. So we started having conversations about marriage, the importance of it to each other, expectations, etc. My parents were married before I was born about 33 years now. I grew up seeing a healthy marriage. My boyfriend never really knew anyone that was married.
Expect his mom, but she married when he was a teenager, and he has friends who are married but none have good marriages, he says.
My boyfriend expectations scare me.
He says when we get married he expects me to cook for him every single day, have the house clean all the time,
and to have sex whenever he wants it.
If he's hungry at 3 a.m. or 5 a.m., whenever, and wants a sandwich or something to eat as his wife, I would get up and get it for him.
I asked him, so what about my bad days? What if some days the house isn't clean? Or I don't want to have sex? He says, well, what's the point of marriage then? I taught him how to cook, so he cooks now and he helps out with the cleaning. He helps out a lot around the house. But for marriage he feels BCUS we would be married. I'm his wife now, so he shouldn't have to do that anymore.
He also said bad days are made up.
He said he will never have a bad day.
If he does, I will never know.
And will always come home and be loving and happy towards me. No matter what I need, he will do it no matter what. He will never say no to me. So expects me to never say no. And I don't think that's realistic. And not a good mindset.
When I get married, I would cater to my husband and be the best wife I can be. But I'm afraid with him, if I'm not perfect, or there's some days I don't want to cook, the house isn't clean, or I don't want to have sex.
Now he feels I'm not worth it. Or he's unhappy and feels marriage with me was pointless. He never said he would feel that way, but if those are his expectations, I feel he will.
I asked him why he wants to get married to me.
He says everyone he knows that is married are unhappy, so he wants to do it right with me.
But if him and his friends think their wife have to have sex whenever they want no matter what, cook every day no matter what, and do all the cleaning every single day,
I know why their marriages aren't happy.
That's not what marriage is about for me at all.
I grew up having some of my best memories. Was my dad coming home from work and seeing my mom didn't cook, or seeing she had a bad day,
and telling me, hey, your mom had a rough day, come to the kitchen and help me cook dinner. Then he would play music and we would sing and cook together.
Or some days he will order takeout. But I never seen my dad complain or even judge my mom. When my mom was down, that's when I seen him step up the most. My dad will have the kitchen and whole house clean by the end of the night. Instead of him coming home mad she didn't cook, or belittling her and making her feel like she's not worthy of being his wife BCUS she didn't cook or the house wasn't clean. He was her partner and stepped in. And made her still feel even more loved on days like that.
That's marriage. A partnership. Maybe they made me have unrealistic expectations of marriage. Any advice on how to move forward? Or advice or other perspectives of marriage? So the point of marriage is to cook, clean, and have sex? Well, yes, that's part of it.
On demand, not really. I can understand why he wants to marry you. You appear to be actively considering it. Most women would tear him off a strip, or possibly laugh hysterically.
It's not that stay-at-home mom is bad. My wife did that of her own choice when our two were little.
It's the expectation, the demands. He can hire a cleaner, use a prostitute, and get takeout. It will probably be much the same. Girl, he wants a maid, mattress, and a mule. Throw the trash away. That's not a partnership. You saw your father step up in his marriage and you decided to get with someone that does the opposite of what you grew up with. He will have bad days and take it out on you.
If you have kids and gain weight, he will have a wondering eye.
You want to live on eggshells, questioning your self-esteem? Worth over this bandit. He's telling you how marriage will be like with him. Listen.
Imagine if you have kids down the line with this degenerate.
Throw it away, girl.
He is not it. Never get married to him. Period.
It gave me chills when you listed what he wanted. He wants a robot. That's gross and vile.
You could try to get some counseling to change his mindset. But that mindset he has now for marriage?
Is gross and just sexist. I mean, You can certainly try premarital counseling to get a third party to mediate your discussion, but I'm not sure why you'd want to.
He's 31 and doesn't believe people have bad days?
Believes you are required to have sex whenever he wants? You are solely responsible for keeping your home clean?
Solely responsible for feeding you both? And all of his friends agree?
I do not believe you when you say he's always been great to you other than these plans. From your post history, it looks like you maybe have a history of abusive relationships, so maybe you're thinking because he's not as bad that he's good. From an outsider's perspective, he isn't a good person, and you deserve someone who respects you as a full person, not just a bangmaid. This may sound harsh, but if you marry this guy, you're insulting your father and all the love and care he put into showing you what healthy relationships look like. There is absolutely no logic behind marrying a man who believes you should put his wants and needs ahead of your own. This is a core flaw in his personality, and guys like this break their wives down until there's nothing left. Do not marry this person. Leave the guy, WTF? Do you really need people to tell you that?
How do I, 25 female, explain to my dad, 61 male, that I am not okay with him dating someone my age?
I was in the middle of a conversation with my dad about logistics for an upcoming move when he decided to drop the news of him having a girlfriend. I was understandably shocked, both as the change in subject was a surprise and because he had never mentioned being interested in anyone, but I was cautiously happy for him. I agreed to talk to her over text to get to know her a few days later. Things were awkward, but she didn't strike me as a bad person.
But then I asked about her age.
She's only a year older than me. I confronted my dad about the information, but he just laughed and made jokes about how we should have so much in common with us being so close in age. Keep in mind, this is after he and I had what I thought was a heart-to-heart about how even if they were together, I'm still a grown woman who isn't looking for a mother figure. His jokes about our lack of age difference genuinely made me feel like I was about to throw up. The fact that he sees no issue, and even considers himself charming, in him being involved with someone who would be more appropriate as a sister for me rather than a stepmother, and even laughed at me when I expressed that I was upset, has made me view him as extremely creepy and gross. I don't have much hope of changing his mind. He had another girlfriend that I actually hated and he knew about it, but he was still ready to marry her until he finally figured out that she was a gold digger who was using him, as he is always convinced he's in the right and has all the answers no matter what I say or what evidence I give. I guess what I need from you, kind Reddit strangers, is help explaining my point of view in this in a way he can't claim as me just not wanting him to be in a relationship. I genuinely wouldn't have a problem with him finding someone, if that someone wasn't A, my mother, B, a gold digger,
C, my age.
If his new girl was at least in her 40s, I'd be fine with all of this. It's her being my age and the honestly creepy jokes being made about it that I have a problem with. But, like I said before, I don't plan on him changing his mind or realizing why I'm upset. I just need help figuring out to word my issues. Extra detail. Due to the economy and job market, I currently live at home with him. I'm speeding up my plans to get a new job to save up and move out, but I can't just cut him off if things don't go well or I'll be homeless. ETA, I don't exactly want to cut him off. He was a really good dad to me growing up, and he was the one who encouraged me to live at home as an adult to save money instead of renting and having utilities hanging over my head. We got along really well before this, always joking around and teasing each other, and could have deeper talks as well, even with disagreements. #ETA2, since apparently some people don't get it, I am being asked by him to build a relationship with his new girlfriend. I am being asked, primarily by the girlfriend, about my opinion on this. Yes, I apparently do have a right to give my input on their relationship, shocking, truly, since, again, I am being asked. I'm not just being a bitch about it. I respectfully ask to be given space to think. Dad is the one who is now pushing for us to discuss things. Edited for emphasis since many people apparently care more about dropping a useless comment instead of actually reading. My gross dad started dating a girl younger than me, so I started dating a guy older than him. It may be helpful to think of your dad as a teenager. The more you try and bring him to his senses, the more he may try and push back. Instead of saying bad things about her, encourage dad to make sure they are compatible. Spend time with her and all her friends. Learn about what makes her happy, her hobbies and things she likes to do. See if she likes to do the same things dad likes. If that doesn't break them up,
Make sure dad has a prenup that will protect his retirement.
I agree with other posters that the more you try to talk him out of it, the more he'll cling to the new GF.
There have been a few posts over the years when a father started dating someone his daughter's age, then the girlfriend became friends with the daughter. The father generally freaks out. It's one thing to joke about how much you'll have in common, but he'd likely be unsettled by you and his girlfriend asking his peers. Just a thought.
In my early 30s, my dad dated a woman just a year older than me for a little while. I started calling her sister Mama. The relationship didn't last too long once the reality of being with a much older man set in for her.
You might just sort of nod, smile, and joke your way through this until this relationship eventually fizzles out.
I think this is a learning experience for you that you have as much say in his dating life as he has in yours. Sure, it feels shit, but at the end of the day it's none of your business.
You don't need to be okay with it.
As much as it sucks for you, it's not your choice.
You saying your piece isn't going to change his mind.
They're both adults, as are you. If you don't like it, move out and cut him off.
Until then, you just have to deal unless you want things to be very awkward and uncomfortable. No one's saying you can't have an opinion, but you seem to think he will care about it, despite your post showing otherwise. And voicing it isn't a good idea if you rely on him for a roof over your head. Me 28 male don't know what to do with my 31 female girlfriend. I feel all trust is gone.
I 28M have been with my girlfriend 31F for about 4 years. I've been giving her money to put away for me into my savings for about a year, and I had 5,000 saved.
Today I asked her for some money so I could buy myself a computer, and she was just being super hesitant and just acting off.
She eventually came clean and said she had been spending all my money. She said she had every intention of paying me back and she's sorry. What makes me angry is that we have a child together 2F and no rainy day fund. If something goes wrong, we're in trouble. I really don't know what to do. I feel so betrayed. I wake up every day and work hard and make sure all the bills are paid and have not once let her down with keeping a roof over our head.
This has truly devastated me. What should I do? Obviously, she will never pay you back.
If she could, she would have not needed to take the money.
The second obvious thing is not to give money to a woman to save it for you. You take care of your own finances.
On the plus side, you are now used to giving her money, so child support will be normal. Confused about why you were having your partner save your money for you? Seems like an unnecessary extra step, and curious about your rationale for doing so. Kind of crazy to let someone else hold your money. What would have happened had you broken up?
You also request the money back? Yeah. Good luck with that. You're hit, bro.
She's the mother of your child, so I'm not telling you to break up with her, but Jesus. I don't have any good advice, but my heart goes out to you. You need to take her to court.
I am so sorry you re-going through this. That's actually really insane, and if I was you, I would want a divorce. That isn't $100. That's $5,000 she stole from you. That's so fucked. What the fuck did she do with the money? How do I F25 approach my boyfriend M21 who keeps farting during moments of intimacy?
My boyfriend and I have been together for 2 years now.
Every single time we share an intimate kiss or moment, he rips ass.
At first, it was kinda cute.
But now, I grow weary. Just right now, we confess our feelings to each other, embracing one another, and begin kissing when he lets one slip out his ass.
I'm at my wit's end and feel that it's either me or his farts.
What should I do about this? Is this something to make a big fuss about?
I feel like it's ruining our intimacy and me taking him seriously. I just don't know how to approach this without hurting his feelings.
Please give me your honest thoughts.
Too long did not read. He keeps farting when we have moments.
What have I just read? Suggest that he set up an appointment with his doctor to request a referral to a gastroenterologist. When he asks why, give him an innocent look and say, well, I just assumed the excessive flatulence was a medical condition.
Frankly, I would suggest this is one of the times you shouldn't care if it hurts his feelings when you confront him. He's likely been hurting your feelings for years with his immaturity. If he gets defensive, dismisses your feelings, etc., then you need to reflect that you're in a relationship with a man with the mindset of a 15-year-old and how you would feel if he turns 30 and still acts like a 15-year-old. This thread is kinda blowing my mind, honestly. Sure. There's a chance Op's boyfriend is one of the few that can literally just fart on command and he's being a dick.
That's a low chance though, and the fact that every single one of y'all are latching onto that is insane.
People get gassy when they're nervous. Is he nervous?
This seems way more likely than the idea that he can intentionally fart every single time you kiss or cuddle or whatever.
Face vomiting. Why do women put up with this? I had a girlfriend just like this.
It was cute for a while, but then annoying. Then I just took it as a sign she was kinda nervous and getting turned on for me.